She probably. Okay.
Are you able to hear us?
Okay, Rinku.
Okay, Rinku says you can hear.
I can as well.
Okay,
Great,
great.
Sudha,
Sudha. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just start with 1 minute breath. So we can just give Archana also some time. So holding, placing our palms on our abdomen and chest. 3 inhales and exhales to center ourselves. Welcome, everyone. Our intention today is to be able to share with you an experience of how Bali, the retreat is, the center, the experience of being there in the retreat, and also very specifically to what is expected in March, the special time of the Balinese New Year. So with that, let me just get started. Archana, I hope it's better now. It could be that headset that you're plugged in. Sometimes those things don't work. On your screen is a 1,000-year-old temple, which is about a 20-minute walk from Satwa Retreat Center. It's set in the rainforest, and it's a place which has been, which is known in the village to have had people attain nirvana. You can see there meditation pods almost of people set in the, you can see kind of a couple of them right here, where people sitting inside and meditating. And that used to be what it is, and now they're all considered sacred places. But we have access to this temple. I think Rinku has been there before. If not, uh, we will go there for certain in March.
I have been there. It's a magical place. I've been there.
Thank you. Yeah, beautiful place. Yeah, it's just no access by road. It's just through the forest, and it's a magical place right there. The person you see there is the priest associated with the temple. We call him, he's known in the local community as Jero Manku. Manku means monk, but is actually a priest. In this retreat, it's a very special signature retreat of ours, which comes up every March, is the time of the Balinese New Year, which goes by the name of Nepi. I'll talk a little bit more about it as we go forward, but they celebrate this year, their New Year in a very unique way. So there will be an experience of culture, of the Balinese culture through this whole retreat, and also nature. So they are seamless blend of nature and culture in Bali. So we will be going out every day to experience spaces which are seamlessly intertwined with the culture of Bali. So that will be part of our everyday experience, an authentic experience of that. Refresh and cleanse of body, mind, and spirit. So all our practices, all our sessions, the food, the fresh food that we serve from the farm that we have, and also from the local markets where we buy fresh produce every single day and freshly cooked in the open kitchen. Also practices of movement, breath, and meditation, and also fun and an exploration into the self. So we'll have a day of silence in keeping with the Balinese custom for the new year of observing a day of silent reflection. But it will be a packed day. It's not going to be just sitting quiet and doing nothing. It's going to be a packed day of activities in that silence. So that's what is the retreat overall about. And I'm going to take you into further details in a bit. Kavita, anything to add?
No, thank you. I just in case you overlooked it, to mention that the Balinese people do not step out of their home. The airports are shut, no transportation other than hospital needs and police, I think. So it is really a day of introspection. So Subha pretty much guides us through the day, just in keeping with the Balinese tradition. So it's very special.
Thank you, Kavita. So the center itself being Sattva, the retreat, we have forest on one side and paddy on the other. In fact, behind the paddy, it overlooks Mount Agum, which is considered as the mother mountain of the island. And you can see the sunrise right above there. Anjali, you've been there as Rinku and Kavita and Shiva. So you can see that every morning you'll be able to see the sunrise and also do some earthing right there. So a bit barefoot. It's a place of calm and quiet because it's not in the hustle and bustle of Ubud, but it's close by. It's just 10 minutes from there. So it's set away from the town just so that we are able to be immersed in that calm and quiet. And we live by the principles of sustainability. So there's no plastic. We recycle our water and waste. We employ only people from around the local villages, 100% Balinese. We use solar to heat our water, and all the open spaces are connected with nature. So it's very low carbon footprint and also an amazing experience. So the center itself, the retreat, the space is created such that as people walk in, they also hear the sound of water everywhere and be able to be touched by nature everywhere to bring them to that space of calm and quiet. Kavita?
I have nothing to add. It's like Rinku said, it's a magical place. Yeah, but you do hear streams everywhere, and that's what makes it so special. So in touch with nature.
Yeah. So as you walk in, the idea is that when many years ago, when I used to run retreats in other places, the biggest shift that I wanted to create together with Renuka, my wife, who pulled this whole thing together, was to be able to have this space where, as you walk in, the environment is such that it gets you into that state of mind. We all live in cities, busy urban places, high level of activity, sometimes also high level of anxiety. So we want to get into a different kind of environment and get people settled into the space. The space is as important as the practice and the sessions and the people there. So just kind of get you into that kind of zone as you bring it into this retreat.
Subha, sorry, I just realized, and it's just something too personal. I realized the date, and it was today, 5 days ago, that we visited your resort for the first time.
Oh my God.
With my sister-in-law. So it was a special day. Yeah. So thank you
Wow.
for making it
Today,
special.
5 years ago. Nice.
17 December. Yeah.
So celebration, Balinese people celebrate a lot of, they have a number of special days that they celebrate, but Nepi is right up there, the New Year. So the way it's done is that the day before Nepi, which I think falls on the 10th of March, the first full day of a retreat, is the day they celebrate of a day of letting go, which culminates in the evening of a procession of demons, which are all made in each of the villages. There's, in fact, a fun competition between villages on whose demon looks more devilish or demonish. And they're all taken in procession with loud music. And the idea is to be able to let go of the demons within, to cleanse of yourself of everything that is accumulated over the year. And these demons are then burnt at the end of the day. And that then segues next day into a day of silence, which Kavita just mentioned, where everything shuts down from 6 a.m. onwards and Bali entirely goes quiet. I remember this moment, Kavita, last year, where I just walked up to the edge of our property, and there's this water flowing, the Subak irrigation canal flowing, and even the water seemed silent as it flowed through that place. So I just stood there with Dave and watched and Gurudev and watched the water flow in silence. The day after is celebrated as a day of complete cleanse, inner and outer cleanse. And for that, we all go to a water body. Last year, we went to the Sabah beach, which is a black sand beach for immersion. So either any kind of water body that you go to. So we'll pick one for this year and go. And that 3 days, therefore, Ogo Ogo, Neti, and the day after all form the package of the Balinese New Year. Day 4 is celebrated as a day of love, so that's the welcoming of the new year, intentional welcoming, and with love, unconditional love. So that's the celebration that we will all be part of, and that's why we set up this retreat such that it goes over that whole period. You can see this little boy here, they start them really young. Yeah. So I just want to take you through a daily routine. And so Kavita, sunrise yoga in the yoga pavilion.
Yeah, so we actually start off, let me go a step before that. We start off with this amazing, what I refer to as Subha's Cave. A place, Subha, you might want to tell, it's a tree that came to life because of meditation that Subha's done. So we start meditation then, and love for you to talk about that tree, Subha, soon. And we start there, that's optional. It's quite early in the morning. We start at 5 a.m. Subha, is it 5:30?
No, I think we start around sunrise, which is around 6-ish.
Okay, that's not bad. Yeah. So
I
we
think
start
Shivani
there.
has been to that place also.
Oh, she has, yeah. It's beautiful. So we sit there, we meditate, we chant, whatever comes to Subha's mind, we kind of just go along, and it's beautiful. And then after that, we all sort of walk to the pavilion. So there's this pavilion, but there's another one that we used last time as well, where it doesn't have a covering. And thank you, Shivani Singh, my most favorite place. And then we do an hour and 15 minutes of yoga that I lead. And my intention is for 5 days to do a sequence that you can take home. I always end with breathing exercise or pranayama. And that is also a sequence. And at the end, the last day, we actually do all 9 breathing techniques that I take people through. So that's our morning. And then we head up and to this amazing juicing or juices that Renuka, who's Subha's dear wife, she takes care of the entire kitchen. So we just fed nutritious. It's also, by the way, a vegetarian retreat, vegetarian resort in itself. So it's a lot of juicing. There's a lot of detox that happens. And yeah, so that's my in the morning. And there's more that happens during the day, of course, but that's your early morning schedule. So Subha, if you can just talk about the meditation and the tree, that'd be lovely at this point.
Yeah. Thank you, Kavita, for that. So we start, sun rises in Bali around 6. And we get some time to do some walking meditation outdoors, barefoot. And then we go down to the meditation cave, Kavita just mentioned. And the tree, the mother tree is at the center, and we sit around there and we do some chanting and meditation. right there with the sunlight falling right down. And it's just a magical place because it's like a cave, but yet there is light and the energy of this tree. Uh, Somehow I noticed that every time we finish the practice, there is that response from the tree, a beautiful fragrance that comes through. And then we head up to this yoga pavilion. You can see the sunrise falling into the pavilion. And that's up there where we'll be with Kavita. We actually have another rainforest deck too, where some days we do the yoga. So we have a couple of venues where we do the yoga. And after that, we go to a juicing. So we start with the juice and some light, very light refreshments in the morning. We actually have our first meal only around 11:30 in the morning, which is like what we would call brunch, but that's the lunch, and we go straight into that. But prior to that, we have an opportunity to explore the nature of Bali. What you see on top here is a waterfall, which is pretty close by. In fact, the last retreat that we ran just now, people walked all the way from our place. That it's about a 45-minute walk from our place. And then they did the trek inside the forest to reach these twin waterfalls. Of course, those who prefer to drive can also drive. And the walk will help us to experience the villages of Bali as we go there. And it's just an amazing, it's called Manu Aba, that waterfall. And this below that, that's the black sand beach that we all went to last year. And there's a picture from last year actually at the retreat. And that's a very quiet beach. And I don't have a picture of that here, but last time we went in August, we actually sat on the beach near the water and meditated as the waves came in and out. So it was an amazing experience at being in that place. So treks into nature, come back and have an amazing lunch, refreshing, fresh. Produce would have just come in and been cooked for the morning. And we have different cuisines. Each day, the theme will be different. Each meal, in fact, the theme will be different. And we all eat together. So we don't eat separately. We all sit down and eat together, which literally means that no one eats till everyone is there, right? So this spirit of walking through this journey of the retreat together is lived even through all the meals. You can see the little uh, craft of Bali, the butterflies sipping on the juice right there. Meditations would be integral to our retreat. There will be different sorts of meditations that we do each day. Some are more active, which means that not just sitting down, they are more active in nature, so they engage the body and the breath. And some are more reflective, which means it goes inward into our mind and beyond that. So all of them, a variety of range, but again, like Kavita said, it will be a journey over the period of the 5 days, but very simple and intuitive meditations, nothing very complex. It's more, and all of you will get to write about it in your own journal to document what that experience and insights that you got through that experience were. This particular space is a place called Tiga Linga, and we had gone to Tiga is 3, and Linga is, of course, Linga. And in this particular ancient temple, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva were all presented as Lingas and are still there. But it's not a temple which is prayed into, but it's an amazing space, which is about half an hour from our place. So wonderful space again to go in and spend time in nature there. Every afternoon, we have some options. Some people will go for their spa, and some others, we do a deep rest healing. So we all get to nap, sleep in cities, but we don't rest. So this is to get us into a state of deep rest and from there be able to heal our body and also heal everything that is in our mind. This is almost like a reset after busy time that we have in traveling these days and also in cities, and that's part of all our afternoons, right? We sometimes combine sound healing with that and energy healing. Silence is an integral part of a retreat. So, given that the Balinese New Year on 11th is a day of silence across the island, we will bring that silence into the retreat. But it's not that we will not be, what should I, doing anything, not that we be just sitting doing nothing. It is an active day. So, the same process of morning meditation in the hut, the same process of sunrise yoga and walking meditation, followed by the juicing. Some people are given the option to fast during the day. Others are don't. It is not compulsory, but the last retreat, all of them took the option to fast during the day because you're just staying in and you can take in a day of. So this also becomes a body cleanse in that process, and of course you're taking influence. That's your option, and then after that we have a lot of breath work and meditation that we do, and also reflective journal. Some thoughts about the experience, so that you can get to feel what it would be. So we do gratitude journaling, for example, and that gratitude journaling is about uh, writing 100 things that we are thankful for. We sometimes write gratitude letters to people, and we also journal about mudita or uh, delight, which is celebrating the goodness in us and in the world. So these are all the kind of journaling work that we will do. So they are more active in nature, not closed eye meditation. That's what I mean. And at the other times, we would do closed eye meditation and breath work, mostly softer breath work and some active breath work too. So, combination of these and meditation of variety of sorts. So, that would be the kind of experience that we have for the day. We also do a process, optional process for people of what we call sensory deprivation, which is we shut out uh, all visual or auditory kind of sensory stimulation and just stay in a state of deep rest in that sense. So, a day of silence, but for those who've been there before uh, and to others who so choose to, um, they can, starting that day, go into. So I said 11th was the day of silence. They can continue to hold that silence for 12th and 13th too. And for those who are doing that, I will facilitate the process, but I will not be sitting with you. But you just hold that silence in different processes, which I will guide you through, but you will be able to do it on your own on 12th and 13th. So it will take you a little deeper. So this is especially for you, Shivani, uh, and Rinku, for those of you who've been there before. But I also remember from the last retreat, like Rinku and Kavita did not feel compelled to speak after the silence and then held that silence the last year.
Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't want to speak. I mean, there was so much pleasure in that silence. And I remember you said, okay, now, around 7 p.m. or something, you guys can now talk. Or you can talk tomorrow after the cleansing. And we all decided we're not going to talk. And I think even after the cleansing, if I remember, Taylor still didn't talk for a bit. So it was, I think you just like, that immersing in that silence is so beautiful that nobody wants to come out of it. So yeah, it's lovely.
So we also have every day seeds of wisdom from our text but we will discuss different topics. Like I mentioned, mudita or appreciative joy is, for example, a topic that we will discuss. So every day we take a topic that can guide us after the retreat. The spirit is always the same. What can we take back afterwards? What can we pack in our bags and take back from this retreat? The yoga, the breath work, the meditation, and the wisdom. So the wisdom is a very practical wisdom, not very high flown. We keep it to one word from which all the discussion emerges, rather than many verses that we discuss. So we keep it light on the philosophy and more on the how it applies to life. You will, during the retreat, see many of these flower mandalas. Balinese people are very gifted, and in amongst our staff, we have a dancer, we have someone who creates different kinds of art, we have wood carvers. So we have people who do different kinds of art and craft even amongst our staff. So you will experience many of this as each day will be a new experience there. Of course, we'll have not all seriousness, but some fun. And this is from one of the retreats that we had after the March one. And you will recognize Shivani, Lisa there. Lisa came with her team and we had lots of fun every evening. So we will have Balinese dress up. We will have different kinds of colorful evenings where we have a lot of fun too. So that's integral to our retreat, having a taste of fun and joy as part of the whole thing. Yeah, so just wanted to take the moment to describe all of this. I also, typically there's a question which comes up, is participation in all optional, or is it, should we stay all of the sessions? So, Rinku, we'll talk. I think you and William came with the optional thought and then stayed on with all the sessions. But I would generally recommend that people don't go in and out of the experience, because each time you go out, you are back into what you came from, and then you have to reset all over again. So it's strongly recommended for people to give some thought at the beginning and say, I'm going to be part of this. But some people, we notice that their partners are only coming in for meals and for excursions, but are not part of the whole retreat. And that's fine. We've seen some partners do that, and they stay flexible and they have their own experience out at the time when we are doing our meditation and deep rest healing and things. They're not participating in that, but they just come for the excursions. They participate in the meals and the morning yoga, and then they are on their own. Kavita?
Yeah, I think that was a very important point to mention. I was wondering if Rinku might want to contribute as well, because sometimes, if I remember correctly, Rinku, William sort of thought he locked out, but he ended up opting into some places as well.
Yeah. Thanks for the opportunity to speak. Kavita and Subhaya, I'm going to speak on behalf of my husband. Well, he came with, he thought, I don't know how he said, okay, yes, let me come along. I guess, as Subha had mentioned to us, and I experienced it myself, that what we experienced there, we cannot explain to anybody. So to first convince him to come was, I think, not a possibility. So what I think worked is, when I came back from the first retreat, he saw the state that I came back in, and he really liked the calmness that I brought in. And he probably, latched onto that's a great, if I could carry that. So maybe he was intrigued to see what I actually experienced. And the second thing is that I think he also feels a very strong connect to Bali, like I do. So he just wanted to kind of go with the flow and, see what it is all about and just be. And I'd already told him that it's so full of greenery. There's so much of nature immersion, and you may also connect with that. So he got convinced. He had carried a whole lot of work with him, including scheduled meetings from the day that we arrived. In fact, he was supposed to go to a colleague's wedding reception in Bali the day we landed. So Subha remembers that as well. So as soon as we came, Subha just told him stay for the first meeting, which is just like, to give you a sort of a breakdown of what to expect in the next few days. So William went with that. And from the moment he sat there, I don't think, I think something moved in his, and something moved between him and the universe, that all his calendar suddenly became, his calendar became totally empty. People who had scheduled meetings, they fell sick. Some meetings got postponed. some some things happened. So I think things happen for a reason. And he still had the option to work by himself, which Subha so graciously offered his beautiful office to use, where he wouldn't be disturbed. He didn't need to be with any of us. He could just sit and do all his meetings and calls and even do his own work. But he somehow didn't end up going there even once. And he just joined whatever sessions we were doing. And I think he took to it very, very well. I think what worked well is also because I didn't interfere. I didn't ask him to join. I didn't tell him anything about the sessions. He experienced it himself. He carried back what he could connect with. And I think he benefited a lot. It gave him, he was going through a rediscovery phase himself, and it gave him more clarity, because that um, uh, time to, kind of introspect, time to go deeper within you, time to seek some of the things with some of your answers are within you. So I think he got a lot of me time, and that's how I think he connected. For me, Subha and Kavita know that I'm like a very open. I just love. Firstly, I just love Bali. That is my number one. Second is that I'm trying to discover my own spiritual side, and I'm on this journey to be a better me, and to be in peace with myself. And I think Subha as a teacher and Kavita as my friend teacher is have always helped me and guided me through the various conversations, various engagements that we've had in this journey. Every time, every point of contact has just taken me further. I think I can digress, but that's it now.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank you.
for your beautiful words, Rinku. Thank you very much. Very
Well,
helpful.
okay.
I remember Kamlesh ji had come, and her husband of that time, he passed since then, was writing a book of fiction. So he spent the entire retreat at the same office that Rinko was referring to, writing a book. So he would just join us for the meals and he would write a book. So just saying that there are possibilities that your partner wants to do something else, and that's okay.
Yeah. I do want to mention one thing. We didn't talk about it, but I thought it was a very cute thing. We do seva as part of the service, as part of the retreat, where each person gets to choose something that they can be responsible for throughout the retreat.
Yeah.
And it could be something as small as picking up flowers in the morning, whatever you find throughout the resort and on the ground, and then decorating whatever you want. And it was really cute. Rinku, if I remember, it was Taylor and you. And before the yoga started, every time I walked into the pavilion, there would be some flower designs on every mat. Because they would be doing that. So that was one. And then Rinku, I think, was also responsible for making sure everybody comes to the taxis on time. There were people who helped the folks in the kitchen to serve on time. So there's a lot of seva that's part of. So we work together as a community throughout the retreat.
That's right. So that we all feel part of creating the experience as much as being in the experience.
Yeah, maybe
Thank
we
you.
could open it. Very welcome. Maybe we could open it up for questions.
Experience.
I
Shiva,
have a.
yes,
I,
Shiva.
oh, sorry. Okay. So my spirit is really willing. My body, on the other hand, I am somewhat older, decrepit. I'm obese. I have plantar fasciitis. I have arthritis, and I worry about holding up others. Is there like a pace that is there any kind of expected pace? Are we allowed to set our own?
Okay, Sudha, in our last retreat, I must say this to you that we had an 84-year-old. The year before that, at the retreat before that, I had a 75-year-old. I wouldn't say they are super fit. They are. We never say, and absolutely, Sudha, you set the pace and the group walks with you, and we make sure that everyone is part of that experience. So I would say that it's everyone is included in it, and we will do things which everyone can do.
Yeah. Yeah, and just to add to that, exactly, we do what everyone can do. So there's nothing extraordinary. Even for the yoga class, it's very, no one's doing a headstand or a handstand or something. But I think the treks is probably what Sudha is something that, and it's optional. So for example, our first day last year, we went and we go hunting for unexpected waterfalls. And the first time we reached somewhere, and it was a very easy walk, it wasn't difficult. And there were 4 people, one of whom, as Subha mentioned, was an 84-year-old lady who'd come from Australia. And she actually wanted to come down on the waterfall with us. The other 3 sat around, and then we wanted to proceed further to another waterfall, which would mean a little bit of, rough terrain. And the car took the 4 slightly elderly folks back. And the 84-year-old lady, who's actually there in both the photos that Subha showed, was so unhappy that she was not included in the other 2 because she thought she's fine, and who were we to judge that she shouldn't come along for the other 2? So I think it's at that point, if you say, you know what, that's it, I don't want to walk anymore. The good thing is that folks from Being Sattva walk with us with towels, with water and everything, and then they can even take you back. Or you can, do one day and then decide, I'm actually not wanting to do the other day. So those things are, I think, optional. So it's up to you. Meditation, yoga, nothing as such to worry about in terms of health-related issues. Great question, though.
So I just want to show you this time's picture, Kavita. You can see
Yeah.
where she is.
There
She made it to the second waterfall. And she said, okay, now.
Oh, she came back, right? She came
Yes.
back last retreat of yours. Yeah.
So, Sudha, you will be in safe hands, and we'll make sure that you get the necessary support, and you can do it at your own pace and to the point that you feel comfortable doing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sudha.
Can I just add, as Kavita pointed, that there are people in Being Sattva, Subha and Renuka have got an excellent team. I think they play a major part in making sure that our experience is as it was meant to be, because the way they support us through all these difficult, some of these expeditions could be a little tricky because to be honest, none of us do them on a regular basis except probably Subha. He's living in Bali,
And he walks bare feet.
He walks bare feet. My God, he's on another level. Well, we aspire to be a little bit, but coming back, so I just wanted to shout out to the staff. Renuka and Subha have in their team. They really support everybody's journey. They'll make sure there is bamboo staffs. They'll make sure that they're giving physical support. They'll make sure they'll carry all your extra baggage so that you're only holding your body weight. They will guide you, and they'll also bring their own two-wheelers. Supposing you're having a problem, they will make sure they stand with you. They are with you. Nobody leave you alone. So it's not, you will not hold the group. There will be somebody with you in the journey that you take. Thank you.
Thank you, Rinku. Shivani? Shivani?
Shivani, you're on mute.
Yes, yeah. Hi. Sorry. So Sudha, good morning, everybody. Sudha, let me tell you my personal experience. I'm pretty much everything that you explained, just described yourself, so you can just picture me similar to you. Movement is restricted. I was having major set-in of osteoarthritis when I attended, and I was so unsure of what I will be able to do, whether even I will be able to navigate the steps up and down of the retreat. But honestly, can I tell you, the staff, and I remember Sony for sure, and I don't remember the other person's name. They were by my side, and I did not miss out on any activity. They would just hold my hand and make sure they walk with me. And I went into the waterfall. I went for the other trek. I even went to the place where we meditated, the the Linga temple, the three Linga temple. Beautiful experiences. I could sit, they would bring a chair if if it sitting down was a problem. It was magical. They would just bring something which would just make you do whatever the others are doing, and just you never feel that you're not a part of everything. I somehow was able to do every single activity. So yes, they are very much around to make sure that you're comfortable. There was only one place where I opted out, which was when we went for the rice terrace farming place, where I said, okay, I will not walk. I went till there, and then I just came down a few levels and just waited there for the rest to go down further. But that was the only part. But I was very much still there, and I did the swing, which the others didn't. So that was another very beautiful experience. So believe me, you will just not feel that having any physical constraints is stopping you from doing anything. And like others are saying, I am definitely today setting my intention. I just hope the universe now helps me to come for this March retreat. I really am looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Shivani.
That's really reassuring. Thank you.
Thank you. Archana, were you able to hear us?
Yes, hi. I'm a bit stressed about the day of silence. I don't know I haven't never done that before. So, and especially for Ram, that's going to be really tough. He can't stay quiet.
We'll see how
But
it
you're saying we are going to be busy, we are going to do things hands-on.
absolutely you will not have time. So you're going to be
Okay,
a packed day of activities.
right.
Right. So
And
You
even
realize
my
it.
knee is quite bad. For many of the things, do we have to sit cross-legged? Because both of us can barely sit cross-legged for more than 5 minutes. Fitness level is not so good for both of us.
so
We
cross
have
leg.
chairs. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Subha.
Sorry. We have chairs for all
Okay.
activities. So you will have the option of a tall chair or a short chair. Both. Even
Okay, lovely.
so you don't have to worry about that. And we also share with you various ways in which you can sit comfortably. So don't worry about that.
Okay, all right, great.
The walking.
I think yesterday I spoke to Devi and Anand, so I think they might also join us. So can I forward her the link or something?
Of course, I'll send it to you, Archana.
You send it to me. Yeah, okay.
And Archana, I just want to mention that even for the yoga, what we've done in the past is like we've had some, at least the last year's Nepi retreat, we had about, like I mentioned, 4 people who were slightly, on the elderly side. We had a separate section on the same pavilion where then
Okay.
Subha was guiding them. So they had chairs, they had the option of do everything. So as I'm doing the yoga, I'm also showing you how you can do the same thing. A
Okay.
variation by sitting on a chair, or you can decide that let me be on the left side where Subha is actually taking you through. So slightly more easier asana practice.
Right.
So we kind of, there's a lot of changes we make just to make
that.
sure.
That'll be lovely, because Ram has had a neck cervical surgery. So per se, he can't do this upward dog, downward dog, things like that.
Yeah.
But he would like to do the breathing and all. Maybe that'll be nice for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I also want to mention the one thing, before we forget, is that as part of your daily routine, you also have one-on-one sessions that you can sign up for. So you can sign up for something with Subha or myself. We give it as a 30-minute session, and Subha has these nice gazebos around, so we could just, sit on those cushions and have a one-on-one chat, whatever you want to. So there's also room for that. So it is, as you can see, the days are quite packed. Yeah.
Okay, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
So there's a date change, is it? I thought we were finishing on 13th.
14th.
Just 1 second.
14th evening, is it?
Morning.
Morning,
It ends
okay.
at noon. Yeah, it starts at 4 p.m. on the 9th. And then it ends at noon on 14th.
All right. And will you be sending us a packing list or something? What sort of
You'll
shoes
get
we
all
should
the
pack?
instructions. So I'm just waiting for January, so that otherwise people will get lost in everyone's mailbox. So starting January, you should get regular communications on this.
Okay, lovely. Thank you.
In fact, I'm thinking, Kavita, we'll possibly can even have a gathering for all those registered sometime in Feb, so that we can answer all the questions there.
Yeah, absolutely. Sudha, sorry, you raised your hand some time ago.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm hearing everyone saying they're bringing their partner along. Cuckoo, I don't know. I mean, can't I come alone? I don't really want my other world to come with me.
Please come alone. Yeah. I think, I have told a few of my friends as well, this is not like a joyful get together where you're partying. So this is really a very self introspection, self-reflection kind of a retreat. If you feel, but then again, if you feel your partner is not going to be a hindrance, but they might be in a position where, they could, opt in for a few things, opt out without disturbing your mental state and peace, then why not? I mean, that's how William, Rinku's husband, showed up, and then he decided what he wants to do, what he doesn't want to do. But this could be a discussion between you and your partner, whether or not you feel they should accompany you. If not, I think it's great to be alone on this journey of self-reflection.
I want to be alone. Yeah.
I think more than half the group are alone. They're just coming by themselves, and they're staying by themselves. In fact, I have been to some of these myself, and I also prefer to go alone. So I totally get what you say.
Yeah, we can talk separately so that we can plan our travels together.
Will do.
Rinku, your first was by yourself, right?
Sorry. Yeah. Can I speak? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just a quick one. I wanted to just say one liner for Archana's query about Day of Silence, her worry around it. I just wanted to tell Archana, we were all worried because we're so used to speaking rather than staying quiet and listening and being with ourselves. So I was as worried. I think what helped was firstly surrendering, just following the process. As Subha says, just follow the process. He gets our mind is ready. In from the day we land, when we come in, enter, we are getting ready for that Day of Silence. He is getting your mind ready. He's emptying out your mind. He's helping you through that process so that we are ready for complete silence. So you don't need to worry. We all had that, sort of how are we going to do it? And from that to, okay, let's continue it longer. Let's continue the silence longer. It was a journey. but the journey
Oh.
is quite. He takes us through it, so it's a process. So don't worry.
Right. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, Rinku. I don't want to give away too much, Subha, but would it be okay if I tell them about your be nobody thing?
Of
The
course.
phrase be no. So a lot of times when you go, and I attend a lot of retreats as well, there's this whole pressure of starting off by sitting in a group and then telling people who you are, why you're here. We don't do any of that sort, because Subha's whole thing is you are nobody. So we don't need to know anything about you or what you do and where your professional life has led you or whatever. The only thing we do is just give us your first name or how you like to be referred to, and that's and we feel that itself is a whole baggage that sheds off on day one, because we don't need to carry an identity. Nobody else needs to know who you are. So I felt that from day one, that everyone was that name, and that's it. So yeah, just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, I think it's a very powerful setup for the whole retreat. Is basically to say, I'm here, I'm Archana, I'm from Singapore. That's it. And if you want to change your name, Archana, for the retreat, you can change that too. Okay, so
Right.
So, and that's it. No one needs to know anything beyond that. And that's how people are present. So you really don't have to live up to who you are in the world or what roles you play. And what you disclose is entirely your choice. Our recommendation, please do not go there. We strongly recommend to people not discuss profession there and what you do and that kind of stuff, right? So all that is off the chart. So off the table. So you just are in that totally be myself zone.
Yeah. Wonderful. That's a great 1 hour. Very productive. Thank you, Subha.
Thank you. Thank you, Kavita.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks for everyone who joined, and Archana, Sudha, and also Shivani and Deepa and Anjali who also joined. I also have the recording which I'm going to share with all of you who couldn't make this session but would love to listen in on this. Thank you, and look
Right.
forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sudha. I'll be
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.